Once a broken heart. Once a broken time or once a broken heart? Once a broken time, I think it is. Once upon a broken heart. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I thought for this week's video we could do a very cozy reading vlog. I am very much in my reading era and I have quite a long list on my TBR for December. But I wanted to talk about one series in particular, like Once Upon a Broken Heart. If you haven't read this, oh my heart, I love it so much. So I read the first two books, so Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After. Honestly, in probably like 3 or 4 days reading both of them. If you don't know anything about these books, they're by Stephanie Garber and it's a very, very fairy tale, like very fairy tale-esque book. If you love fairy tales, I really think that you'll love the magical and whimsical feeling that these books give you. But because I powered through them, I then had to go get the third book, Curse for True Love. So this is going to be the first book that we read. If you've read this series, oh my god, I am scared. I don't know what's going to happen in this book. But can we like just talk about the covers? Absolutely stunning. Like so beautiful. Because this one is the newer one, it is bigger than the other two, which does irk me, but that's okay. I couldn't wait. Like I had to go on my lunch break at work today to pick this up. And I never read a series like back to back to back. I usually have a break. But these books, oh, so that's going to be the first book that we read. And then I have a few like Christmassy ones that I really, really want to read, obviously in December. So we have Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. Then we have Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. And then we have The Book Club Hotel by Sarah Morgan, which looks very cute as well. Get cozy, grab yourself a tea, a coffee, and let's get into this reading vlog. I am heading to the hairdressers to get my hair done, just getting a toner today, so I'll take my book, but I thought I'll give you a really quick update. I'm up to chapter 13, page 113, and I'm loving it. It is so good. When I get home, I'm going to do a better job of actually sitting down and giving you like a little synopsis about this series, but I'm obsessed. I think this will be a 6-star series for me, which I didn't think would ever happen, but I'm obsessed. I did, however, read ahead, and I know I shouldn't have. I've been so good with all the other books, but I had to go to bed last night, but I also wanted to keep reading, so I did flick forward, and it's going to get even better, so I just can't wait. But I'm going to the hairdressers, and I'm going to pick it up and read, so I'll film a little bit there, and then when I get home, I'm going to sit down and actually give you more of an idea, and try to convince you to read it. Let's go. Hello, I am back from the hairdressers, back from the physio. At the hairdressers we just did a toner, so the hair's looking a little less brassy and a little more ashy now. But I thought that I'd come on and actually tell you a bit about this series by Stephanie Garber. So it's the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. There's 3 books in it. You've got Once Upon a Broken Heart as the first book, The Ballad of Never After as the second one, and then A Curse for True Love as the third book. This is the one I'm currently reading. I'm now up to chapter 16. I didn't get too much done at the hairdressers today. But the story is that you follow the main character, Evangeline, who is, she's described as a peasant, but probably think maybe like middle class. And she's always believed in true love until the guy that she loves is set to marry her stepsister. So obviously she's brokenhearted with that news and very confused. So then she goes and makes a deal with the Prince of Hearts, who is referred to as Jax in the book, who's the main male character. And this deal that she strikes is to stop the wedding between her love and her stepsister. Obviously there's always a price for magic, so there is a deal made between the two characters. So So that is the premise of it. It is very, very fairy tale like. So you will have princesses, there'll be curses, there's villains and good guys, but then sometimes the good guys are the villains are the good guys. Really, really good. I really don't want to give much away, but it is very fantasy driven, but also it is a romance as well, looking for the happily ever after, but there's all these twists and turns. It is written so exceptionally well. I have gobbled them up. Like, I have never read a series where I've gone from book 1 to book 2 to book 3. I'm so happy that I actually waited to read this series so that I could do that, and I didn't have to wait for the third book to come out. I do know that the Caraval trilogy, which I think it's Caraval, Legendary and Finale, also by Stephanie Garber, can be read before this, and I think it sets up a bit of the world. But I didn't actually read that trilogy, and I've really found it easy to get into this world. So if you were wanting to start it but wondering if you had to read Caraval, I don't think that you necessarily have to read it. Obviously, if you want to, then go right ahead. But I just wanted to give you a little actual synopsis of what the books are about. But I just love them. I think it's going to be maybe my favourite book. I don't know. Like, I love Fourth Wing, but then Iron Flame was good, but not as good. But at this series, all 3 books I'm loving. I am actually off with my mum, my sister, and my brother's partner to do a candle making course tonight, which was our Christmas present. So I'm very excited about that. I know it's not technically book content, but it still gives the cozy vibes of this vlog, so I'll try and film a little bit of that for you. But I'm actually going to go quickly get changed and then head there. Yeah, that's a nice colour. It's a couple of days later, but the candle making course was so much fun. I'll leave the details of the place that I went to in the description below, just in case you are from Perth, and I'll show you the candles that are made in a second. But I finished A Curse for True Love, and I loved this book. I absolutely love the main male character and the main female, so Evangeline and Jax. So good. I can't believe that I've finished their love story though. I actually don't know what to do with myself, and this only came out recently. It's the last book in this trilogy. However, at the end it does say like there are other stories in the Magnificent North, which is where this is set, that deserve to be told as well. And there are like allusions to different characters that you're introduced to, that there might be other books, not about these two, which I'm devastated, but just about this world in particular, which I'm praying, fingers crossed, because I can't believe that I have to leave this world behind. Like, I actually don't know what to do with myself. If it wasn't December and I didn't want to read some Christmas books right now, I probably would read Caraval, Legendary and Finale, which I've actually ordered the last 2 of those to come tomorrow. But we'll have to put them on hold for now, and I'll have to read them in January. But I really do recommend reading the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy if you haven't already. I loved it. Very, very fairy tale. Love it. But then we went to the beach today. I'll overlay some footage. And I started reading the Love Light Farms. I've actually been listening to a couple of the chapters on audiobook. I'm not very far in. I think I just finished chapter 4. So I am about 50 pages in. But it's giving me very cozy vibes. It's set at a Christmas farm. So your main character owns a Christmas farm. It's going into financial trouble. And then she lied on this application to be featured on a big influencers page and said that her and her boyfriend bought the farm together. Only thing is, she doesn't actually have a boyfriend. So enter in the fake dating trope. And the fake dating trope involves her best friend. So it's going to be fake dating, and I believe it'll be friends to lovers, set in a Christmas theme as well. So far I'm really enjoying the writing style as well, but I am listening to some of it on Spotify Premium. I will report back my feelings on this book a bit later when I'm a little bit further in, but for now I'll show you my candles and then I'll get back to reading a bit more of Love Light Farms. So these are all the candles I made. Got to pick like your different jar types. So there was pink, white, black, clear, I believe. And then different tins, and then you could make melts or like this, so the ones that you can kind of crack open, or also these ones, which I made both. So This one here is Redskin scent. This one is musk, so inside this tin is a candle. And then I made actual Christmas ones, so it's hard to tell, but this one is actually gold in there, and it's all shimmery. So the gold one is Christmas sandalwood. The red one is raspberry candy cane. This is not a shimmery one, just a normal red one. And then the green one is candy cane. It's quite a minty scent, and this one is shimmery as well. And then to go with the melts, I made the corresponding like little flower ones. And this is what these look like, and I have them in the red, green, and yellow too. So I really, really recommend it. It was so much fun. It is now a couple of days later since I started Love Light Farms, and honestly it's a really good book. I highly recommend picking it up if you haven't already. I think I'm going to give it a 4 stars out of 5 in Goodreads. However, if it wasn't Christmas, probably 3.5 out of 5. I do have 50 pages left, so I'm interested to see how it ends. I like the story, I like the main characters, I like all the characters actually. My main thing is that you've got friends to lovers and fake dating. So the main female character fake dates her best friend, and then obviously it's friends to lovers, so that turns into what I assume, because I've still got 50 pages left, a real relationship. It's just that it jumps straight into the fake dating. So instead of being introduced to your main character and then maybe getting flashbacks of their friendship, getting introduced to the guy, you're kind of introduced to him as soon as they enter the fake dating situation, which is fine. I just prefer a bit more of the like build up so that I get a bit more emotionally attached to the characters. So that is my main critique on it. But I do like the story, and it's a very sweet story. It's like got some found family as well, which is very, very sweet, and the message in here is nice. So I am happy that I've read that. I think next I might read the Book Club Hotel, I think is what it's called. It's also a Christmas movie, but I believe it's like a friendship group, so not a romance story. So I'm excited about that. But I thought to close off the vlog, I'd give you a little haul of books, because I went to Kmart the other day and I got 2 books, and then I have 2 to open with you from Amazon. So I went and picked up Daisy Hates. So this is the second book in the Jessa Hastings series. I actually did not like Magnolia Park. I actually almost hated it. I think I gave it 2 stars. However, I also can't stop thinking about it. So I just want to see, like I want to give Jessa Hastings another chance, because I know that Magnolia Parks and that universe is so many people's favorite books. So I want to give Daisy Hates a chance and see if I connect more with Daisy and the characters in this book. I'm not sure if the writing is for me with all the like text messages, but I'm going to give it a go. So I will report back in my future vlogs when I actually do pick this up and read it, and let you know what my thoughts are. And then completely different to a billionaire mafia romance, I also picked up The Silent Patient, which I've heard so many amazing things about. I have not read thriller, suspense, anything like that. I have like this, I have a couple more on my TBR, but I haven't actually read it yet. But it just sounds really intriguing, and I know that on TikTok this is a really popular book. So I'm going to read you the blurb because it's nice and short. So it says, Alicia Berenson lived a seemingly perfect life until one day 6 years ago when she shot her husband in the head 5 times. Since then, she hasn't spoken a single word. It's time to find out why. And that is so griping. Like, the blurb is really short. It's just this part here, but it's really captured my attention. So I do want to give that a read, test out the new genre and see if I like it. And then I picked up a couple of books from Amazon, which I actually mentioned to you earlier when I was reading Stephanie Garber's. So I picked up Legendary. So this is the second book in the Caraval series. I already have Caraval. And Finale. The Caravals are nice as well. So usually, if you were going to read these, you normally would read the 3 of these before you go into the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, but honestly, you can read that trilogy as a standalone. I didn't have any issues, but I do know that there are some world building, and a couple of the characters are mentioned in the Caraval series. So I'm excited to give them a read. I really love Stephanie Garber's writing, and I think anything that she writes from now on, I'm probably going to pick up because I loved Once Upon a Broken Heart. So I picked up those as well. But that is the little haul of the books. I am going to go off and finish the Love Light Farms because I really am curious to see how it finishes, and I just love it. I've been listening to a bit of audiobook and then reading it as well, and I'm enjoying just mixing it up a bit. I hope you enjoyed this more cozy style reading vlog. I definitely want to film a few more reading vlogs in the new year. This will probably be the last video of the year, I think. But as always, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Do go follow me over on my Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads. They're all Brooke McQuaid. And I'll see you in my next video. Have a lovely Christmas.